set? Lionel HO? All right, cool. I still have mine. They're in a box in storage. Anyway, look over here on the right side. You are going to see a train caboose. See that caboose back in there? I'm going to wait till we get to the corner here. Right behind these two beautiful boats here, the Devil's Triangle and the Barefoot Contessa. See that? Beautiful. You see the train car right in there? See it? Richard Weiner lives there. Richard Weiner. Richard Weiner is actually an author. He wrote the book, The Devil's Triangle. He had a little argument with the city of Fort Lauderdale. They told him that on his house, he needed to update it and put in storm windows or storm shutters or find alternative shelter. The caboose turned into his alternative shelter. They have no jurisdiction over that. So his whole thing is, if a hurricane came through here, he will sit in that caboose and watch his house blow away. Yeah, and by the way, Fort Lauderdale does not have hurricanes. We have wind events. Very high wind. Yeah, 150, 60 miles per hour. Kind of like California does not have earthquakes. They've got great movement in real estate. Yep. Hey, we're coming to a fork in the road. A fork in the road. If we go to the right up the North Fork, we will be in the Everglades in about 3.7 miles, and we will be alligator food. We are not going to go that way. We are going to the South Fork. And, you know, it's really hard to say that word with my New York accent. It kills me. I really have to pop that out, or it doesn't sound right. Anyway, we're going to go here to the south and wind our way around. I'm going to point out this house on the right side coming up. It's right off of the bow and about to be on the right. We call this house and this piece of property Little Florida. The house is exactly where Tallahassee would be. The pool is exactly where Lake Okeechobee would be. Daytona Beach would be here, and then Jacksonville, West Palm Beach, down into Palm Beach, Boca, Fort Lauderdale, Miami. See how this is all shaped? And then around, as we make the right turn, we would be into the Gulf of Mexico. This river is a natural river. Natural river. It is not man-made. 1,000 years ago, there was an earthquake. This opened up underwater aquifer. This piece of property is as was. Existed this way. They filled it in. Around here, built the wall, and you can see the shape as we come around. It looks just like Florida.
Is that one right there, Dan?
You go. Yeah, this is a sharp turn. This is a pretty good sized boat. The current just behind us helps a little bit, but otherwise it would be kind of a struggle. We do it, but these captains upstairs, all the captains are unbelievable. I got to tell you, to take this thing up here. So in a minute, we're going to come up to these little thatched hutches right on the left and right side. If you are not local, you would tend to call this, coming up on the left side, you can see it there, a tiki hut. Tiki hut. This is the first lesson for today. There will be a test this afternoon. Anybody that passes, left and right side, tiki huts. Tiki. They are actually called cheeky huts. Yeah, cheeky huts. They are made by the Seminole Indians. If your husband makes this for you ladies, we will call it a cheapy hut. On the left side coming up, an original Florida room. Original Florida room. You see that right there at the 6 arches? All you do is you press a button, the screens come down, it shuts it in, you open up the doors on the inside, you end up with an additional room on your house. Or during a beautiful day like today, you put the screens up, see what an extra $100,000 could do for a house. Simple. Yep.
Building this one.
Hey, anybody know the name Al Capone? Al Capone? Anybody know what he was arrested for?
Tax evasion.
Yeah, April 15th is around the corner. Don't be the next Al Capone. Al Capone's old speakeasy and casino is coming up on the right side. It will be behind these trees, this 2-story house. You see it right there? Yeah, wait till we come around the corner. You will get a better view of the house right here on the right side. 2 stories right there. Little slit that goes in. You see that? Yep. That is one of the only houses that has a basement in it. Al Capone used to hide all the liquor and booze down there and bring it up as needed. Never got in trouble for gambling or selling alcohol. His best customer up here was actually documented as the local sheriff. Yeah, good guy to have on your side, isn't it? Absolutely. Hey, can we sit down, please, everybody? Please take a seat. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. This area right here is known as the Wiggles. The Wiggles is in Ripley's, believe it or not, as the toughest navigational piece of river waterway in the United States. If you look at it, it's only about 64 feet wide. It is almost impossible to have another boat this size come through. You do need to make passing arrangements with anybody coming down the river, or you will end up in trouble. This also, along with everything else, is the natural flow of this river. It was so deep originally that they could not change the way that this goes. It had to be formed this way. In the early days, it was about 200 feet deep. Right now, at its deepest, it is 35 feet deep. That's from 1,000 years of silt and everything else being built up on the riverbed, coming out of the Everglades, or from people just their bulkheads leaking into the water. So that's the story on this piece of the river right here. Hey, I got a house coming up here on the right side with 2 pools. 2 pools on the right. If you could tell me why this guy has 2 pools, I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah? And a little kid was sitting behind me the other day. He says because they're rich. And I don't know about that. They have, look, he's swimming laps. I think that's the reason. One, you swim in circles, and one is to do laps. On the left side is a grow house. I mean a greenhouse, not a grow house. Over here are, you will see during the summer if you take this river ride, award-winning orchids in that grow house. He usually opens up the flaps. I will tell you that that is, hey, did you guys go in last night? Hey, every time I come by, you're sitting out here. How you doing?
We just stay here.
Excellent, good deal. Don't move. We'll be back in a few hours. Anyway, award-winning orchids in there. It is agricultural property. The guy pays $1 a year in real estate taxes. $1. That's all it is. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, on the left side is River Reach, a private island community. Private island community. Over here on the left side, if you want to live on an island in Fort Lauderdale, you can. It is accessible by water or by a bridge on the other side. It is 12 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes from downtown Fort Lauderdale. You can live in the back over there in a studio apartment for about $90,000 looking out over the waste management dumpster and the parking lot. Or you can live out here for about $350,000 to $400,000, which is really affordable. I have to tell you, because the other places back in Condo Canyon were studio apartments, $500,000. Big difference. The further up the river, the less expensive real estate gets. Actually, if you look down this canal on the left side, all these canals back in the 60s were man-made. It is a perfect rectangle going down and back. Back in the 60s, they dug out all these canals. They thought that they could sell more real estate by having more houses